Today I'm going to show you how to make Yorkshire pudding and tell you a little bit about the history of Yorkshire pudding. Yorkshire pudding was originally called dripping pudding because of how it was made. It used to be made in a pan underneath roast beef that was on a spit. And the fat would drip off of the roast beef and help cook the Yorkshire pudding along with flavoring it. It was first renamed Yorkshire pudding in 1737, and it was originally from Britain. Yorkshire pudding takes 5 very simple ingredients, such as flour, eggs, salt, milk, and butter. To make Yorkshire pudding, you first need to preheat your oven, which I would do if I were in my kitchen. And then you need to combine your eggs. I like to crack mine on the table, maybe. Just like that. It works better on the counter. And then you combine your eggs and your milk and beat those together. I always poke the yolk before I mix them because it's easier. And then you whisk those together with just a regular fork, just like they would back in 1737. And once those are combined, you add your flour and a pinch of salt. And for me, a pinch of salt is a couple shakes. But you can add more or less depending on how salty you like it. After you've added those, you mix it out until it's a thin batter. And try not to get flour everywhere. Takes a couple minutes to get combined. Or a few seconds, actually, as I fling flour. Once it's combined, you melt your butter, your 4½ tablespoons of butter. I melt mine in the microwave just because it's faster. And then what you do is you put butter evenly in each of the muffin tins, just like this. And then what you do is you take your batter and you evenly put batter into each of the muffin cups, just like you did with the butter. Just like this. Until they're about 3/4 of the way full. Then what you want to do is put it on a cookie sheet before you put it in the oven, or you will make a huge mess in your oven, as I found out earlier. Then you place your muffin tin in the oven at 375 degrees for 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, you turn the heat down to 350 degrees and bake for 25 more minutes. And this is what they look like when they're done. They're usually taller, but they fall when you take them out of the oven, just like a souffle does. And that's Yorkshire pudding. Yorkshire pudding is a staple of a Sunday meal for British people. They also use it to stretch a meal, and they always eat it first before their meat so that it's a little bit cheaper to eat it and then get full and then eat your meat so that you're not spending a lot of money on a ton of meat. There's a few different variations of Yorkshire pudding, such as toad in a hole, which is where before you put your batter in, you put a sausage in each muffin tin, and then you pour your batter over it. Other variations include sage and onion and chive and thyme. And for those two, you just add those ingredients into your batter and then pour it into your muffin tins. The consistency of a Yorkshire pudding is it's very dense and eggy, and a lot like a souffle. And that's how you make Yorkshire pudding.
What was that word? Toad? Toad?
Toad in a hole.
Toad in a hole. That's a weird way. No,